Hello, everybody. Hello. Hope everyone had a great day today. Gonna do a quick recap of today's trades. Man, what an amazingly easy trading day today. I did have a couple losses today, some goofy trades. Some I didn't get out in time, just the typical traders issues, but I know I've had a couple questions from other members wanting to know how I know how to hold or how traders, wanting advice on like how much, how to uh, get the most of their trade. And really, I don't honestly have an answer for that. Other than I can tell you what I use, which is the 20 EMA on a 2-minute time frame, and I use that to help me determine the longevity of my trend. However, there are many ways. Some traders will use um, some traders will use like profit. They just want to get a percentage of profit, like maybe 10%, 20%, 50%, whatever that is for you as an individual trader. Some traders, want to just trade the levels. I kind of have a conglomeration of targets or the way I trade and take profit. One, I'll use the whole market as a whole and what's going on in the market to see if, okay, maybe I should just take profit and abandon this trade. Sometimes that goes against me, and I lose out on bigger gains. Um, but I use my LRC to take, to scale out, to take profits in the event that the LRC becomes a support or a resistance level, or maybe even a reversal zone. I do trade to my major levels, which I call those my support resistance levels. Those I put in the Discord every single morning for the members so that they can put them on their chart and have all the support resistance levels for many stocks. I put a lot in. Um, Spend quite a bit of time every morning, but that's okay. It's necessary to trade properly and be successful. But so for me, I typically try to use, I trade from level to level. I use the market as a whole, what's going on in the rest of the market, to give me kind of a little bit of an edge on should I get out of a trade, should I let it keep going. Um, and today, I stayed in a trade for a very long time, and it actually ended up paying off. Um, there are times in the past when I would have just FOMO'd out or taken my loss and got out and not trust my levels. But I have a lot of confidence in my trading as of late, so I think that helps a lot as well. But anyway, so let's get into today's trades. My first my first trade of the day was actually ended up being a loss. I could have had a pretty decent profit on this trade, but I ended up holding it for too long. However, I turned it from a loss to a profit, but it was a loss initially. I ended up getting back in and uh, getting some of the loss back, but then I actually traded a put on Meta and right here, and this was a perfect setup. I saw this break, got in. I made a couple trades around this area today, later day. But so anyhow, my first trade of the day was a break over the 617. I got in. It ran. I did scale out a little bit. However, I held it for too long and then I got this big, giant, nasty death candle. So one thing that we can all learn from that. I should have, I really should have just exited this trade when it started coming back down quite a bit, because this was when you get big moves like this, guys. If you get a huge move up or a huge move down, and then there's no like real follow through with your price action, it's smart to hop out, take your profit, and wait and see. And if you miss a big move, so be it. You miss a big move. Instead, I ended up giving back $220 on this, so I lost 220 on this trade. Um, I had a really good, I did hop in, let me see where it was at. I got a little bit back. I don't recall where it was at, but I ended up using the same call, and it may have been right here. I think I traded into my 200 and my 20, and I just caught this move, and I think I got back like 70 of the $220 loss. Not a big deal. I didn't take it. I didn't get it all back. Excuse me. So that was my trade on Meta today. I also got into a put um, trade, which was right here, and this was perfect. So when you have a price, this is just another way that I trade the same LRC strategy. Um, is if I see price kind of hanging around an LRC level like it did here, and if you notice, it's kind of getting below, up, above, back and forth in this level, right? And then you have a move up and it fails, another move up and then it fails. That's above the 200 and then back through the 20. That really signifies that there's weakness and you're possibly going to have a drop. So I did enter inputs right here and I traded and I just got out on this move. I wasn't looking to try to hold it for a long time. I was just making extra money. I was already up a good amount. That's not even a part of my total. I think I put in my thumbnail and my title 2300. I think I actually made like 25, 2600 today overall. But anyway, the ones I'm going to show you are the ones that were really meaningful. I got into a couple Tesla trades. One of them I was in drawdown, and that's the one I want to show you. Like I held my ground, held my ground, held my ground, and I had a level that I wanted to trust, and it ended up really paying off. However, I was in a lot of drawdown. I did not anticipate um, I did not anticipate getting a going into a drawdown below my levels like I did. However, I held because of this 368 level, and I'll just walk you through that. I think my first trade this morning was right out of the gates. I think I got in on this candle right here. Once again, the reason I did, you got your 20 EMA, your 200 EMA. Price comes down to, I have a long, oops, this thing does this to me all the time. I have a long LRC line that's right here. So I know what that is on my chart. This is my mean of my actual anchored LRC. As soon as this pushed up and went above the 362, I waited for the close. I didn't want it to go so far, but it did. But I entered here. I entered with a pretty good amount. Um, Once I got up to here, I exited. I took profit. And then I re-entered on this pullback and push up. I was actually going to exit here, but this thing flew all the way to my pink. I took profit. That was a $599 trade that I was able to put away, right out of the gates. So I got 599 on this one, and then believe it or not, the smaller move was actually my bigger trade, and it's because I got so heavy into it. So my biggest trade of the day was 1590 on Tesla, and it was right here. So I had it was kind of interesting. I got in here with this push above my 370 level. I held. I normally would exit here, but I got like this green candle. I'm getting it all muddied. So this candle pushed up, so I added, and I kept adding. It came down, and I was like, well, my exit, I should have exited here, but I'm going to hold because this level, the 368, had become my major level, as well as, it's hard for you guys to see this, but this is my long LRC level that I had noticed. And I draw these in, and I adjust them just about every day to make sure that they're right where I want them. And when I noticed that this level was still here, it just kind of gave me confidence that this was going to stay, the price was going to stay on that side of my long LRC level. And so this became my stop out at that point, um, the 368 level. So when it came down and pushed up, I added here, I added here, I added here, I added again when I got above here, came back down, I added again here. I took profit, took a lot of profit off here and a lot of profit off there, and then I got I held one and got out there, but I had a profit of 1590 um, total because I had got in so heavy. I basically used up most all of my buying power because I got in so many contracts. Um, but it paid off. I held through it. It wasn't clean. You know, it was kind of a messy up and down trade, but I still, it still worked out. And I held through all of that and ended up making a very, very good profit. Um, I also had, well, let me see, here's my, I did a copy of my levels because I'm on my other chart thing. I had a loss also in NVIDIA. So I will show you what I did with NVIDIA, and that's because I just didn't get out in time, and um, not an excuse. I did not plan it properly. I got out before it decided to go, right? So um, I got in, I got in NVIDIA right here. I took it up. I got some profit. It came back down. I added on this push up, took profit again. Then it came all the way down and I exited right here. So I ended up, it was only a 76. Let me see. This is my copy of my winnings today. It was a $76 loss overall. Um, so it wasn't horrible. Uh, but I did also have an SPX. I don't have my meta trade in here. I don't know what happened to that, but that was a loss as well. The 220, but it ended up being like $160 loss. Um, my SPX 225 puts and then a 150 put, and those were pretty easy. They were in this area when the market went down. Um, I'll show you those. And if you guys are, if you guys are interested or have questions, just, feel free to ask. Just let me know if you have any questions or, you're trying to figure out this strategy. It's a really good, easy strategy. So, I, I'm always, I try to be available to help. Um, and so if you just come into my Discord and ask, shoot me a DM or send me you can ask in the comments of the video. I do try to go and look at those and see if I've had any comments. Um, but I actually got in on the $250 trade. Oh, okay. No, the $125 trade was this move here. So I got in, this came down. It was perfect. I did not catch it up here. I caught this late. But I did make the 100 and, or I think it's 150, right? Yeah, 150. So I made a $150 quick scalp on this. I didn't do anything else. I was busy working, doing my other job, and I happened to look up and I saw this come up in wick off of stop right on, excuse me, my LRC and start pushing back down. As soon as it went down, I hopped in right here and I traded this all the way to the yellow, and I only got in one, so I made that was where I made the 220 or 275. So overall, had a fantastic day. It was, yeah, it was a little rough in some spots, but man, there were so many really good, uh, just real. I miss PLTR. What a great move this had today. Look at this off of the LRC. Out of the gates, boom. You could have traded all the way up, scale out here, scale out here, scale out here, exit. It's simple, right? No, you see this big push down a wick, you get out of the trade. wait for a pullback, see what it does at the 20. It gets through the 20, but stops at the 70 level, and more importantly, my LRC. Look at that. I say my, but it's the Anchored LRC. Stops right at the LRC. Buying pressure comes up. This is what you need to key in on, guys. This is what I'm trying to help you understand, and you need to understand about price action is just pay attention to what the candles are doing at the levels. So you see this come down, it goes all the way down and whoop, buys all the way up to here and closes above these levels. Goes back down again, comes back up. So indecision candle, well, it doesn't know what it's doing. Comes down even further. It breaks lower day, or actually ends up dead in line with lower day, I guess. And then buys all the way back up and then closes up here. This is your entry. All day, every day, 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100 times, I'm entering right here. And guess what? Where's my risk out? If I come back below this. No big deal. Small loss, big gain. Look at that. Just really, really easy to trade. Trade all the way to my target level, which was 72. Bam, get that. I mean, you could have held, but you know, this is a lot of you probably lose about as much in your deterioration on your contracts if you in this week's, since I traded today's or actually I traded this week, so I only had 1 day left. I did not trade PLTR, but that just shows you what to look for. And these set up all day, every day, in tons of different stocks. Let's look at SMCI. I can't remember what it did today. It may or may not have been a good. Oh yeah, look, beautiful. So also remember, this is showing my version 5 LRC, and I've been starting it actually at 2 multiplier, but really the way I typically trade, I've had it on 2 on a couple and of my other charts, so I can watch the 2 and then watch the 1 on my chart that I'm trading. And as you can see, like the yellow is just always so key on the 1 multiplier. Um, Stock looked a little, just really tough to trade this morning. Went down, hit right here, and look at this bounce off of this level straight up. Still would have been tough to trade because if you know how I trade, I don't like trading into the 200. This was a pretty good gap, so I may have attempted this and then exited at the 200 in the event that it slapped it back down. But look what it respected. Not only did it respect my levels, but it respected the LRCs. I mean, this is why I use it. This is why I'm so successful with it, is because you just have to trust the levels, man. It's unbelievable how good it hits these levels. And this also, so I use it in conjunction with my support and resistance. And so you can just see how important that is. And that's about it, man. I had a really great day. I've had a fantastic week. This week has been a very prosperous week for me, a profitable week. So hopefully you guys are doing well as well, and you are understanding the strategy. And like I said, if you have any questions, just feel free to come into my Discord and ask. My goal is to help people understand it, learn it, and to be successful with it as well. So hopefully I can do that and help you guys, along your journey. So anyhow, I appreciate you watching. I hope you guys have a great evening and end the week strong. Don't give back all your profits if you made them. Remember, Fridays can be a little crazy. But the great thing about trading this strategy is here lately, it doesn't matter what day it is, as long as you wait for the setup and you enter. You wait for the setups and you get in. And then if they go against you, you get out. Don't hold. Don't worry about, giving back some profit. I know if you have a really small account, or just a small account, that's tough sometimes because you kind of need to have, you can only get in a couple contracts and then that's it. If that's the case, maybe try trading like TQQ, or some other stocks that, you know, the price is lower, so you have the ability to trade a couple different times. But most importantly, like if you just wait for the best setup and not like FOMO in on whatever you know, you hear somebody's getting in and you get in, make sure you pay attention, you watch what's happening, and get in on the proper at the proper levels, and you'll be successful. And take profits. You can't go broke taking profits, right? So anyway, I appreciate you watching. I'm gonna hop off. Um, Also, there is a link to my Discord and in the description below if you want to come by, and you can also join the group. There's a link to that if you want to become a member. The membership comes with all the levels. I trade live daily. I call out my trades, but I also call out all the other setups that I see happening, and we also have an amazing community that they call out their trades as well. So it's growing, and it's actually really awesome to trade with all those guys. So shout out to all the guys in the group on the Discord. You guys are fantastic, and you know, I look forward to trading with you guys every day. So anyhow, you guys have a great evening. I'm going to head to bed.